Hello, and welcome to my bedroom. My name is Dags. I'm not on the floor this time. Usually I would say welcome to my bedroom floor because I sit on the floor when I film these kinds of videos, but this time I'm just on my bed, and I didn't want to say welcome to my bed because I thought that would be a little bit too intimate. So, welcome to my bedroom, and happy Pride. Speaking of Pride, look at this. Yeah. The budget is going up. I'm kidding. I don't spend any money on these videos. That's just a zoomed in picture that I found on Google. That knocked the wind out of me, guys. Anyways, first of all, happy Pride, 'cause you know you're gay and stuff. Be who you are for your pride. Second of all, I'm going to talk about being gay, being lesbian, and being weird in general. Because why did I say it like that? In general. Okay, sorry. For some like background information, I'm a lesbian. I don't think I had to say that. I think you could have gotten it from the context clues. But I am a lesbian, and I'm also neurodivergent. I'm going to talk about those things. Please don't leave. I have valuable bits of information to share with you. So yeah, I was bullied as a kid a lot. I wouldn't get like beat up or anything, but the neighborhood kids would gang up on me and like just pick on me and chant names and stuff. And the reason for that is because one, I was pretty dark skinned as a kid. I was always out playing in the sun, so obviously the tan was crazy. Like if you look at me now, it's like regular brown, I guess, for a Filipino, but I was like crispy tan back in my childhood days. And if you don't know, Western beauty standards have a chokehold on Filipinos. So the standard here is like, oh, white is pretty, brown is ugly. So I would get picked on because of that. I would also get picked on because I didn't really know much of my mother tongue as a kid. The reason for that is because my parents taught me English first instead of Tagalog or Filipino. I know some now. I'm pretty okay at it now, thank God, and I'm planning to get better because I'm not trying to side with the colonizers. But yeah, that was the second reason. The third reason was that I was weird overall. I could attribute that to the fact that I was homeschooled and sheltered, so I didn't really know how the average like street kid would operate, how they would play, how they would communicate, and all of that stuff. So that sorry, so that definitely could have been a factor. But now that I think about it, I feel like it's more of me being neurodivergent. That was also one of the reasons why I was very introverted. I had like crazy social anxiety as a kid for whatever reason. And again, it could have been because I was homeschooled, but you know, my siblings, they were also homeschooled. They have no problems with social interaction. Like I guess it was just a me thing. And the last reason was because I was masculine. I was like one of the names that they would call me. It's not really a name, but they would be like tomboy. And basically that means like obviously tomboy means like a masculine girl, right? But here in the Philippines, when you call someone a tomboy, you're basically calling them a lesbian. You're calling them a dyke, you know? And they would call me that all the time, which was funny because I had long hair. I wouldn't wear particularly masculine clothes. I think that was just like masculinity is an energy, you know, like it's a vibe. It's the way you carry yourself, I guess. And I also didn't like playing with the neighborhood girls. They would play with dolls. They would like role play and stuff. And the thing is that I wanted to be friends with them. I wanted to get along with them, but I didn't like their games. So I ended up playing. I would like bike with the neighborhood boys and start fires with them. All contained fires, but Seriously, I don't know why our parents let us light fires in the yard and stuff. That we would do that. And so I would always be teased for being like a tomboy. Similarly, I would be teased for being a whore. Like 10-year-old me was a whore because I would hang out with the boys instead of the girls. I don't know. And the reason I'm telling you all this isn't to trauma dump, because I honestly, I don't know. I really don't feel any emotion towards those parts of my past now. I honestly just kind of find them like silly or funny. But I wanted to share those with you so that you know that I really do understand what it's like to be queer. I understand what it's like to be singled out and sort of ostracized from the group, from the community. That didn't get any easier when I went on to high school. I did experience going to school, like going to classes and stuff. That's actually where I met my girlfriend. Speaking of which, it's our anniversary next month. It's our anniversary next month. It's going to be our 5th anniversary, but we've been together for longer than that. So I'm so excited. Anyways, give me a second. I'm like thinking of my thoughts. Don't leave yet. Don't leave. Anyways, I think that a universal queer person experience, by the way, what I mean when I say queer person, I'm talking about queer in a weird way and or queer in a gay way, like whatever applies to you, man. But I think that something that all queer people go through at some point is this phase, like this weird kind of awkward phase where they try to be not queer. They try to fit in, whether that's be more extroverted and more playful and funny, or whether it's to simmer down and be more nonchalant and mysterious. I think most, if not all, queer people have tried that. And I would also say that most, if not all, who have tried that also realized how tiring it is to put up that act. Some would refer to it as masking if you're neurodivergent. I'm not sure what the equivalent of masking is when it comes to queerness. Like when you're trying to act straight, like is there a specific word for that? Like pretending not to be gay? But yeah, it's tiring. As someone who's had to mask in both ways, it's tiring and it might kill you. It probably will kill you. So the best advice that I can give you for Pride Month is to not, don't pretend. Don't pretend. Be yourself. Like as cheesy as it is, as corny as it is, as overused as the advice is, the advice of being yourself. It's true, like you should be yourself. Unless being yourself means hurting other people or being an asshole, then don't be yourself. But for most cases, be yourself, man. Okay, so I have this rule for myself, and the thing is, I am a hater. Like I do judge people. I'm sorry, I'm only human, but I do judge people. But the thing about that is, as much as possible, I am an ethical hater in a sense that if this person is being weird and annoying, but they're not actually doing any harm, they're not offending anyone, they're not hurting anyone, then let them be. Like something that I think to myself all the time is let people be people. Like let people be people. Sometimes I will come across a TikTok of this, like this person just being an overall weirdo, like ranting about I don't know, something that they're super interested in, but it's like cringy. And I would think they're annoying. Like I'm sorry, but I would think it's annoying. But I have never in my life gone out of my way to comment on an annoying video just to shit on a person who's like genuinely enjoying themselves or genuinely just being themselves. Because again, like this person who's posting how cringy they are on the internet is probably braver than these people hiding behind faceless accounts commenting commenting hate stuff under their post. You know what I mean? Like, they probably have more balls than you. So that's why I would never go out of my way to hate, is what I'm saying. And in that same sense, I would see these people and I would actually admire them. Like, again, as long as they're not offending anyone, as long as they're not bringing anyone down or harming another person, I would admire them no matter how cringy or weird they are. I would honestly have some respect for them, because it's like, you know what, you do you. Like, what the hell? Sure. And me thinking that gives me some, like, hope that other people think the same with me. Because again, I am aware that I'm, like, visibly, like, maybe not in the way I look, but in the way I act. Like, I think it's obvious that there's something going on with me. And this has been said to me by a couple of people, sometimes not really strangers, sometimes acquaintances, or for example, a friend would say, you know, when I first met you, you looked like really weird as fuck, like you looked really awkward and stuff. And first of all, I would just find it funny. I wouldn't find it embarrassing or anything. And now that I'm thinking about it, it took me a lot to get to this point where people would say, yo, why do you act like that? Or like, bro, you're so weird. And I wouldn't let that, like, fuck me up like it used to, because again, you do you. Like, let people be people, let me be me. Oh, Cody's just a bum, Cody's this, Cody's that. Cody's me, bro. I hope you got that reference. It's a Surf's Up reference, by the way. The movie with the animated penguins and they're surfing. So yeah, in terms of being queer, as in gay, again, I am also very visibly gay. And, you know, I'm honestly really happy to say that I've never experienced any sort of discrimination or hate or anything while I'm out in public, like here in the Philippines. And it's funny because, again, the Philippines is a predominantly Catholic, like, religious country, a pretty conservative country. But come on, if you're Filipino, you cannot deny that queerness is such an integral part of our, like, identity, of our culture even. Like, I swear to God, you will see a gay person every day here in the Philippines. When you go out, you will see a gay person and you'll know that they're gay, because yeah. And I've never been judged for that. The places where I felt most judged is actually, like, my own home, like in my own school and stuff, which is crazy. Like, it's really the people you know. But yeah, that's just something positive that I wanted to share in case you're a queer Filipino. And listen, not everyone is as lucky as me, you know. Not everyone will be able to prance around the streets, just being themselves, expressing their identity, and get home safely without getting hate crimed and stuff. So as much as possible, from one queer person to another, I hope that you stay safe, bro. And even though Pride is supposed to be like gay month and stuff, and people are supposed to be like, oh, we love the gays, I feel like the opposite sort of happens, in a sense that homophobic people, they see all these gay stuff, they see all these gay people having more courage to go out, and it just kind of triggers them, you know. It makes them like, argh. So it might make them a little more aggressive. So yeah, you be safe, but also don't be afraid to be yourself. Does that make sense? Like, there's always balance to that. So yeah, and if you're someone who doesn't exactly have the opportunity to freely express themselves, or you can't come out, maybe you're hiding your identity, hiding your relationship, excuse me, maybe you're neurodivergent and you're masking like crazy because you don't want people to know that you're a little bit strange, it's okay. It's gonna be okay, like, I promise you. it wasn't okay for me when I first came out. Unfortunately, that's not an uncommon thing to happen, especially here. But now I can, I feel I can safely say that things are better, things are good. Things aren't perfect, of course, but I've been so comfortable in my identity, in my in my appearance, in my relationship. Like I mentioned, I have a wonderful girlfriend, and we're gonna celebrate our 5th anniversary next month. I just realized we should have like gotten together in June, so it's in Pride Month. But at the same time, it's like I bet a lot of gay couples do that, so at least we're a little bit different. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. So yeah, if you're queer, you be queer, okay? Because we need more weirdos. I'm being so serious. We need more weirdos. I'm sorry, but normal people are boring. They're boring. Like, okay, I'm trying not to be a hater. I apologize, but I don't know. You can tell when someone's being themselves, when someone's being like unapologetically themselves. I think it was like a year ago or something, over a year ago. I was sort of having excuse me. I was with a group of people my age. It was the cast, I believe, for my girlfriend's first short film from last year. And I think we were taking a break from filming, and we were playing the game We're Not Really Strangers. I think that's the name of it. And we were going around asking questions. And I think one of the questions was, what's something you admire about me? Or what's something that I do or have that you wish you did? And this one person, his name is Jules. He's cool. He's like cool as fuck. One of the coolest people I've ever met. He said that he loves how unapologetically I express myself, specifically the way in which I'm androgynous / masculine. Yeah, it's like he admired the way that I just let myself dress the way I want or look the way I want, post it on the internet, let people see it, and I do it unapologetically. And first of all, that was very sweet. I was like, oh. And second of all, I was thinking that's so fucking crazy because I think the same thing about other people. Like when you see someone being unapologetic about who they are, and they're like an actually cool person, like maybe a little bit off-putting, maybe a little bit weird, but they're like genuinely cool. I feel like, I don't know, like it's inspiring almost, it's motivating almost, which is why I do want to encourage you to just be weird, be queer. If you're not naturally queer, then don't force it. Just be yourself is what I'm trying to say. Because being unapologetically yourself, that makes you cool. Okay, like even if you're a complete loser, if you do it in a way that's like, I don't give a fuck if people think I'm a loser, this is who I am, like you guys deal with it, then that in itself makes you at least a little bit cool. So I would encourage you to have that mindset, because fitting in it's overrated, okay? And I'm not saying that you should be all like I don't know, rebellious, or like I'm not like other girls, like I'm special and like I'm different. Because if you genuinely enjoy things that are labeled as like #basic, #normie, then if you're doing it in a way that really is genuine to you, then it will look cool. People will see that that's genuinely just how you are. You're at peace with the things that you want. You're not guilty for being basic or anything, because you shouldn't be. But at the same time, if you are being basic for the wrong reasons, like not because that's really who you are, and that's also going to show. It's going to show that you're someone who's not exactly in the right shell. Like you're a crab, a hermit crab, and you're wearing a shell, and it's like, That doesn't look like that's supposed to be your shell. You're just wearing that shell because all the other crabs have a shell like that. That's a really stupid analogy, but I don't care. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. Sorry if this was like all over the place. I had 3 coffees today. I feel like my coffee addiction has been getting worse. Because usually my limit used to be like 1 cup a day, but lately I've been drinking like 2 cups, and now I had 3. I'm starting to worry, guys. This isn't who I am. I'm just scared of my own image. Sorry. But yeah, I hope you've been doing okay. I know this is a very one-sided conversation, but if you want to talk about stuff, if you want to talk about being queer or something, then you can comment it. You can even reach out to me on IG if you want. Like, seriously, I don't bite. I might not reply right away because, again, I do have ADHD, so replying is like really hard to do for me. That's one of, yeah, but I would definitely be chill with that if you want to do that. And yeah, that's all for me for tonight. Also, thank you for 15k. Thank you for 15k subscribers. Hey, 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 hey.